There's something much going
Houston
on.
Texans fans, it is off season. That means changes are going to happen. And Zach had a little idea. Um,
Yes. I say
random.
we do a game. Let's do a round of start, bench, cut, right? And I think we should start with the O line because
The elephant in
majority
the
of
room.
people hate them anyway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Elephant in the room. But let's do it in a fun way. So start, bench, or cut Laremy Tunsil, Tytus Howard, or Shaq Mason, our three highest paid O linemen. What do you
Yeah.
do?
I mean, that's tough because three of the highest paid, three of probably the more tradable players that you have with more value if you were going to get rid of one. But now it's like, I got to keep one of you. Um,
Yes.
it's tough. I'm probably
I
going to go.
start
Yeah.
Tunsil because I feel like somewhere down the line I could trade you if I need to. Because somebody wants a left tackle, not a deep ass O line draft anyway. So I could use you as a trade chip or something. I bench Tytus Howard because of the three you pissed me off the least, and you're actually pretty versatile and fairly paid. And I cut Shaq Mason because I think you're the easiest to replace on the team.
Yeah. I was going to say with Laremy Tunsil, I mean, protecting CJ's blind side, like you kind of know a little bit more about it. You can kind of tell that him and CJ work well together. So it's like, I think you have kind of a safe passage for now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Howard, like you said, he's very versatile. You can move him around. He's very open to when D'Amico and Slowick are like, "I need you to move to here." He's like, "I got you. Whatever you need." And we saw Shaq Mason. We were not very happy to see him in the starting lineup against Kansas City. He
Mm-mm.
did okay the first and the second. We realized why we didn't want him there. And
Yes. But
uh,
like Scruggs played that spot pretty well. You can move Patterson and go get a center. Like I
yeah,
just think Mason's the easiest one to replace. Uh, I almost want to flip Titus Howard and Laremy Tunsil around, to be honest with you, because the more I think about it, is that's
ooh,
actually what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I ship off fucking Tunsil, then I just move Titus to left tackle or put Blake Fisher there.
ooh,
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't move Laremy Tunsil anywhere other than where he's at.
yeah. And I mean,
So I
most
think I value that versatility a lot right now.
yeah, and most Texans fans were very, to be modest, upset of Laremy Tunsil all season. So many false starts, so many back-to-back
In
penalties.
fairness to him, though, he did clean that shit up. Like the
Yeah,
first like month of the season, it looked like you were learning football for the first time. You look like the big dumbass guy on the longest yard. Will you teach me to football? Like, that's what I thought we had going. But he cleaned it up for the
yeah,
most part. I mean, he'd have his hiccups here or there, but it wasn't that big a deal to me.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, longevity from the season to full season from the beginning. Laremy Tunsil was probably public enemy number one for all those
Mm-hmm.
penalties and everything. Every week he was making a Chris Boyd penalty.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the season, one or two here or there, O line mistakes that happen sometimes, and it was like, all right. Shaq Mason, on the other hand, at the end when we needed it, was like, bro, every game you played, you made sure to get it.
But
It's
he was getting he. I mean, I know he was hurt and whatnot, but he was getting ate up pretty bad before he got hurt.
yeah,
And then also, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the reason that I would be willing to part ways with Mason of the three is because you didn't offer me the one thing that only you could, and that's leadership on the O line. Like,
yeah.
you're the vet besides Tunsil, and Tunsil's too selfish of a person to give a fuck about anybody. And I was expecting Shaq Mason to rein it in, and he never did.
That was one thing that you said a lot in our videos where who on this O line is going to step up and take charge. We knew at certain positions who those guys were on defense, offense, and everything, but that O line he was the guy that should have done it and been like, I got this, and didn't. And it's just like you become expendable to us. I mean, it's kind of like how we saw Jimmy Ward a bit, like in that sense. You're
Yes.
expendable, dog. Like you didn't do your job of what we technically wanted you here for, also outside of your skill set. You got to go, bro. Like when my younger guys are stepping up and holding this O line down, bro,
And like I say, bro, Jared Patterson played phenomenal football at the end of the season in the playoff thing. So, like, I'll be fine with playing him at center or guard, but I just feel like if Shaq Mason's the one to go, then you'll have Tytus, Tunsil, Tytus, Jared Patterson at right guard, Blake Fisher at right tackle with an open center spot. You can that's it's like fuck it. I'm sick of hearing about it from all the Texas fans. Just go pay for a center. Like the buddy from the Panthers is about to be available. Forgot his name. It's a weird name, but do it.
if this is the perfect time for Nick Casario, if you really want to go get a center, you could do it, and majority of the fan base is gonna be like,
Yes.
"Let's go!" Like
Let me
that's
ask
what.
you this:
Yeah,
If what if the Texans were to pull a Diggs kind of trade off for a center, a good center that we want? We send them our first round pick, or and they'll give us like a second or something. Like somehow we'll compensate them a little bit with that first round pick, and then we'll bump back. But you're getting the really good center you want. Would you make a trade like that, or would you
yeah.
stay pat on that pick and try to get the best young uh, O lineman coming in?
I'd probably go with the veteran
I agree. I think we're so desperate of leadership on that. I'm willing to go get it.
because you look at how I mean we of course won the divisional game, lost in the championship game, going into the championship. It's like lost in the division, going to championship, but you need some leadership on that O line, I feel. And I mean, no offense to the young guys, but it's like it's a 25th pick that we have.
Yeah,
I'm okay with moving back a bit in the second and getting my pick in the second and your pick in the second and getting two players that I want there also.
especially considering how well we scout.
Yeah. It's like because like it could be one of those things also where Nick and D'Amico are like, I want this guy. He's gonna fall to the second. I'm gonna
That's what
go and
happened
get.
last year. We ended up with Kamari Lassiter.
It's like look how him and Caden Bullock pulled out. They were just supposed to be little pieces that were gonna help the defense, and they ended up being like, nah.
Like fucking
Yeah,
all the picks in the world this year from them too.
yeah. It was. I
I
mean,
don't know. So it's official. I start Tytus Howard. I bench Laremy Tunsil. I cut Shaq Mason.
I like that. I'm gonna still stick with Laremy Tunsil. I just gotta feel like he has a little more edge over Tytus for me. But I do agree 100%. Shaq Mason, you got to go, bro. Pack your bags, clean your locker out. ANRG your dog. Trade, cut, however you feel right, Nick. I'm agree with it. Um, I'm cool with it. I won't be mad. Um,
Mhm.
and we know Nick loves to bargain bin and the O line and does really well at it. If y'all want to take Green with y'all, also y'all can just just take him. We didn't even put him in the list because we already know Houston
I'm still
already.
convinced he's just playing the wrong position.
Yeah, he could
I
be.
believe that. Well, the thing about it is I believe he's more athletic than people realize, and like he was just a good guard at A&M because he was fat and all that, and he was just bigger. But I think he's a tackle. I think
Yeah.
his natural position might be a tackle.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's young, so I wouldn't be surprised if they keep him for sure. Shaq Mason, you gotta. You're not young. You're a vet. You're not doing what I need you to do.
And the
Uh,
money that I need to bring in my center, you got it. So like we got to figure this shit out. So see, I wouldn't want to be.
yeah, it's like bye, Shaq Mason, Tunsil, Howard. Looks like you made it to the next round. Do better though. Do better. There's still a magnifying glass on y'all. We didn't say you're safe, but we just said for now you are.
And
We'll be
actually, there's no rumor behind any of this, but I just feel like you should go up through each position group and like we're not fucking a Super Bowl champ, so that means there's a lot of positions that could be upgraded. So let's not
Mhm.
nitpick it.
Yeah, There's only we said we have a very young
Oh,
core of
bro!
players.
As we go through the position group, we're gonna piss so many people off.
Yes.
So many people off.
Well, Houston Texans fans, let us know if you agree. Did we leave somebody off this list that should have been? I know some of y'all are going to say Tunsil. I know some of y'all will say Tytus Howard. Some of y'all agree with that Shaq Mason. We gave you our reasons why we picked Shaq. Let us in the comments know. We'll reply back to you and everything. Make sure you sub. We got a lot more videos coming up for the off season. Check out our Rockets Astros videos. Be safe in this cold. It's going to be a cold one out there. Other than that, all love, Houston. We out. Later.